Good day, everyone. It's nearly 3:30 here in the UK, 10:30 in the US, and we're into the US trading day by about an hour. Headwinds in the American market today. Dow is down 112 points, S&P down 8 points at 2940. I still think that the S&P in this move can certainly get a little bit higher. Vectorvest advocates caution, and the short-term trend is up. The underlying trend is up, and we've got a confirmed up. So all the Vectorvest measures, including the DEW that I'll speak about in a second, are in fact up. So if we have a look at the market timing graph that I have in fact got open, this is the Vectorvest composite of the USA. And it's an equally weighted index of all 8,000 plus shares that we follow across there. And how is the technical position changed quite quickly over the last few days. As you can see, the MTI, the market timing indicator, well above 1, pushing to 1.5. And the research buffons at Vectorvest say that when it gets up to about 1.6, 1.7, that we're in a mega overbought situation. So there's a little way to go. Buy-sell ratio has improved immensely in the last week and sitting at 1.85. Now that can get up to 4.25 before we're in a mega overbought situation. So trend-wise, we've still got room on the upside. As you can see, it's struggling to get through these old highs. Now, these are the longest term signals in Vectorvest that I've got on here. These are, in fact, the confirmed call signals. And we got a confirmed call a few days ago in Vectorvest USA. So if you were following the worry-free investing strategy, you would be starting to build positions. If you're a more short-term trader, as I've tried to be, then the DEW, which is a medium-term market timing signal, has been up now since the start of April, from the 6th of April, and that's the market timing system that I've been using for my positions, and it's been quite a good run, and I think I've got those positions in viewers. Yeah, there they are. I've taken profits, folks, on the GDX. I've taken profits on Newmont Mining, and really nice profits they were over the last month, and I had a very quick and good trade in TTWO. And I'm glad to report that quite a few of the Vectorvest UK people managed to get that as well. I talked about it on Monday afternoon at a Q&A. And I also talked about it at the mastery session of the precision swing trading course. So that was a beauty. It moved up 15% in a couple of days. I'm still holding Lulu, and Lulu's had a really great day today. I'm in AMD, and I'm looking forward to adding to AMD. I'll show you the chart in a moment. I've still got positions in Microsoft and Dollar General. I need to do some more work on the American market. My focus has been on the UK market for the last day or two. But if we look at these charts, Lulu has just been great, folks. And this was my entry here in Lulu, quite a late entry that pulled back for a couple of days, and then we had this candle pattern, this reversal candle pattern that's known by candle analysts as a piercing line. And more on the floor of the Chicago Mercantile Exchange forever, that pattern was known as a gap and snap. Gaps down, and then it in fact opens back up above the halfway mark, and that's moved up very nicely indeed. My stop's at entry, and I'm allowing the second half to run, so that's going very nicely. AMD, folks, I've been waiting for it to break this level for a long time. As you can see, there's a huge cup and handle pattern here, and it was headed off at the pass just here. I think those of you that are watching, you should be able to see a nice little trend line along these lows, and I would suspect that it's going to come back to those levels, maybe the low of the day, maybe we're already there. So if you're not in AMD, folks, keep your eyes peeled on AMD, because this could easily be repeated on the upside. So I have a position in AMD. I've already taken a bit of it off. I shall be adding to that position again if it breaks through that level. As I said, I took nice profits on the GDX and on Newmont Mining and TDWO. I'm holding a position since the DEW came up on Microsoft, and that position well in the money. There was plenty of places to have added to that position, especially here, but I didn't have the focus to do that. But that would have been a great place to have added to that position somewhere down around here. And with any luck, if the general market, especially if the color guard changes back to the pointer pushing right into the green, then I think we'll see that this 190 level on Microsoft is taken out quite strongly. And that's Dollar General. Again, that's my entry point down here, and it's hanging in there. Okay, it's hanging in there, so holding on to that one. So let's have a look at the UK market. The UK market, as you all know, hasn't been nearly as strong in terms of the recovery from the sell-off that we had in February, earlier in March. However, we're in an up situation. We've got a confirmed up. The confirmed up has been running now for some time. Again, the short-term trend has lost its strength, and VectorVest advocates caution. On Thursday, we had quite a few more buys and sells. The buy-sell ratio at a reasonably respectable 1.55. So all is good. We've got to hang in there. So let's have a look. Again, there's the market timing indicator, folks. There's the buy-sell ratio moving up quite strongly. There's the MTI. Price is rising. The MTI is rising. That's a strong trend. Now, let's put on the confirmed calls to start with. There's the confirmed call that came in I think on about the 27th of April. So if you were following our worry-free methodology, you would have been accumulating high RS stocks from this period. Now, I've been, in fact, using the DEW again in the UK, and the DEW gave us a signal to buy a day after the US market, which I think was on the 7th of April. We're above the 65-day moving average. As you can see, this support became resistant. We've probably got a little way to go here, and I think my level on the S&P was about 31.30. It's making heavy weather this afternoon, but the trends are up, and I think all we can do is watch the front page of VectorVest, and as Dr. Gledo says, heed the color guard. So for now, we need to be reasonably strong. I'm reasonably happy with my performance in that I've taken the signals in a period where a great deal of emotion in my head was saying that this is the wrong time to be in the stock market, but I've taken the signals and the results have been quite good. So let's have a look now at VectorVest. We go to UniSearch. Now, this is the aggressive search, and I did a piece on core finance on this, and it's a very simple aggressive search. There's no relative safety in this search, in that I'm looking for shares that have got a great combination of trend and earnings growth, and you could put RS greater than 1 into this if you wish, and I've only looked for shares that are in the FTSE 350. Very similar approach works on the American market there. I look at the S&P 500, but I'm looking for a baseline in the comfort index at 1.2. I want the stocks watch list to be the FTSE 350, and very importantly, I'm sorting this by CI times growth rate, and CI is the comfort index, the long-term trend, and the growth rate is the annualized growth rate of the share. And I've gone back, I'm using the DEW. You notice the name of the UniSearch? FT350 DEW Swingers. Now, this is a search that you've got to write in yourself. It's my own. It's simple. It couldn't be more simple, in fact. If I run that search when we got the DEW up signal, that's what the search, in fact, came up with. And if I quick test the top 10, which is just a simple linear test between the DEW, in fact, moving up, and today's date or yesterday's date. And that's what's happened, folks. The market's up 7%. in that period, and this is up 18% in that period, which I think you would agree is darn good going. Games Workshop, the star of the show, at 43%. So that's where I got most of my stocks. As you can see, wasn't easy to do on the 7th of April. This is a bottom fishing technique, and many of the shares that we bought, in fact, were on sell recommendations. So although it's bottom feeding, it takes a little bit of what I refer to as testicular fortitude to make it happen. So that now, if we go now to the confirmed call happened on the 27th, and I now want to move to a very different search, retirement, and have a look at long-term winners RS descending. And if I run that search on the 27th, when we got the confirmed up, as you can see, those are the shares, and we know most of them. I've been speaking about these high RS stocks every Monday afternoon since this crisis unfolded. If we quick test the top 10 of those, already, folks, we're up 8% in that particular portfolio. So aggressive off the bottom. My little search, especially for spread bettors and those people that are used to risk, seems to be performing okay. And of course, on our worry-free, we have got many, many, many years of robust performance in high RS stocks. If I was managing your portfolio, I would have most of the money in worry-free type stocks. Interestingly enough, because of the sell-off, many of the shares that I've got, which I got from the aggressive UniSearch, are in fact worry-free shares as well. And let me just look at the shares that I've been holding, and I'm going to go to viewers, and I'm going to go to watch list viewer, March the 24th, and that's the shares that I'm holding at the moment. Avon Rubber, Games Workshop, Lion Trust, Polymetal, and it's still strong, although I sold out of the GDX, and I sold out of Newmont Mining. Those were spread bets in the American market, and they started to pull back on me, so I just took the cash. I'm holding the GB Group, I'm holding JD Sports, I'm holding Crichton's, Diploma, Halma, Cranswick, Howden, and Berkeley. And over the last week, the only purchase that I've made is Howden Joinery. So I've got two builders in there. I think maybe I've made a mistake in Berkeley. So if you haven't got it, leave it well alone. And it's the only position that's underwater for me. So the rest are going exceptionally well. Avon Rubber seems to have broken out of that consolidation that I've been speaking about. And those of you that are chartists should be able to see the ascending triangle here. And if you look at that, maybe a bit more detail, once, twice, three times, broke on the fourth attempt. My mentor, William Delbert Gann, always used to say that markets break on the fourth attempt. And this little bit should be repeated. So that's 18 to 28. So that's £10. This can get to 38. The share was brought to my attention first by one of our very experienced members down at the West of England user group, Keith, who has been singing the praises of both Avon Rubber and Cranswick for as long as I've known him, and that's quite a few years now. So that looks to me as if that can go much, much, much higher, assuming that the general market can still keep going. I think that we have to be careful. I think that even under the most positive circumstances, we can get a pullback. I don't think the pullback is going to get down to the March lows, but we can certainly get a pullback before the uptrend is resumed, and I would expect that to happen. And I just watch out for the MTI on both markets. If you see that MTI getting up to about the 1.65 level, then invariably that you're starting to get into an overbought position. So I think that the really important thing out of the last little while is to just sit down and have a look at the MTI and the buy-sell ratio. When they both get down, when the MTI gets down to less than 0.6 and the buy-sell ratio gets down to less than 0.25, that is a mega oversold situation, and history shows that's normally a good time to be brave. And when you get that mega oversold situation, and then you start to see green lights, and then the DEW gives you a buy signal, that's an exceptionally robust signal that actually clocks the bottom. Don't stress if you didn't get it this time around, folks. There'll be many, many more times, but I think the really important thing is to learn from this observation and learn from it so that when the next time that you're faced with such a decision, that you'll be able to take advantage of the opportunity. So all is good. Those of you that are from the UK, there's a holiday on Monday, so there won't be a Monday afternoon Q&A. So Monday week, which I believe is the 1st of June, will be our next Q&A. Okay, I look forward to seeing you all then, and I'll do a few videos during the course of next week. I hope this helps. Thanks very much.